7.3, consideration of funding request for $50,000 under BU Budget Unit 1892 pursuant to Board of Directors, or Board of Directions, sorry, I keep doing that, on September 23rd, 2025. With that, this is the CAO's office. I didn't know if you wanted to, no? Or actually Lloyd, I'm sorry, this is Lloyd, right?
County Council.
County Council.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may just have a few seconds here.
Yes, no problem. Yeah.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. So at the September 23, 2025 board meeting, your board was informed of a funding request in the amount of $50,000 for a One Team, One Dream. In the course of your board's discussions regarding this funding request, your board directed staff to look into potential gift of public funds issue as it relates to this request. And that's what you have there in the memo as far as what staff has concluded or coming out of the research on the gift of public funds issue. Ultimately, your board, it is up to your board to still approve the funding request for this funding request coming from One Team, One Dream. Staff coming out of the researched issue of the gift of public funds is suggesting, the suggestion from staff would be if your board were to move forward with this funding and approving this funding request, that the terms of the expenditure and disbursement expressly outlines the actual public purpose that is being served by the funding recipients, and also outline in, presumably it would be in the form of an MOU, the funding recipients' obligations that would serve and support this public purpose requirement. All of that is if your board decides to approve this funding request.
I didn't know if there's anyone that would like to speak.
I prefer to hear public first.
All right, so I'll open it up. Did you want to start out?
Sure. I'll just say that I know that I was under the impression to begin with that there was not going to be anything this year. I'm happy to hear that there is something happening with One Team, One Dream this year. I originally approached the board with the concept of $25,000. I'm still at $25,000 at this moment, not $50. So just wanted to at least share that flexibility from that it doesn't have to be $50,000. It's where I started, and at this moment, that's still where I am.
Right.
But looking forward to possibly supporting this.
Vice Chair.
Can I ask a question? Is there any more history on was it always 25 and then it went to 50, and how did that happen? Or what was the
I mean, I'll be as blunt as possible. I found it embarrassing that we were providing less than a city was providing when we have many more resources than any of the cities. And half of the winners were in unincorporated areas. And so it was kind of feeling like the cities were supporting our businesses rather than us equally providing to support our businesses. And granted, it's never a specific thing of, is it going to be only city businesses or only unincorporated businesses? But I wanted to not feel like we were less than.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'll open it up to the public. Olga, would you like to come up?
Well, first of all, thank you, Olga Martin Steele, Clear Lake Oaks, California, to remember to identify myself. First of all, thank you for continuing this item, and thank you to council for their due diligence on what constitutes gift of public funds. I hope that the additional memo I provided and the additional information I provided, along with the memo previously provided, describe the purpose and describe a good public purpose, and that is supporting the economy, that is supporting specific businesses that are a big part of the backbone of this county's economic development. And hopefully the information that I shared with you makes that purpose clear. And as I stated prior, if if on a form suitable to the county, we're certainly willing to explain how the funds are used. I can tell you that every cent goes to a business, a small business. I can tell you, and hopefully you can see that in the documentation, that these small businesses not just support their own families, but many of them are actually employing young people. A lot of young people are being employed through this program. And the other thing I'd like to say is that for this year, we are focusing on the food and beverage industry. We are meeting, have already met with Woodland Community College to include their culinary program in the contest. They've asked me to actually do a class on this program and how it works. So I think there's a lot of promise and hope. It feeding people when they come here, but feeding people while they are here are important factors in economic development in Lake County, and food and beverage services are one of the top drivers for a good tourist economy, which I know is also important to the county. So thank you for the time. I'm here to answer any questions. Last year you did offer up $50,000, and that was the rationale for requesting $50,000 again this year. If I can answer any questions, happy to do it.
What's the contribution of the city of Lakeport?
The city of Lakeport has been, this year's contributing $10,000. That's a definite. Plus, they also give us the venue to do our initial competition and to do our training, our specific training at no cost. So that's their contribution. I've met with them this year, and they're extremely supportive, and they would like to find more money to support us. So I'll keep my fingers crossed on that, but there's no commitment there yet. But right now, it's $10,000.
So I have a question, Olga, and we can probably discuss this at a later date if you don't feel comfortable talking about this one meeting that UI and Marianne had over on the North Shore. Do you think it's a good time to talk about that potentially?
Well, where we go, we took this year to really evaluate the program, because the program has been really in development for 5 years, and our 5th year was that was kind of our banner year. And so we're looking at how much further we can take the program. And one of the things we're looking at, and this is something we hear from the community people we speak with, we're looking for a place to kind of an incubation center, a place where we can have small businesses in one large area that could come whatever hours we decide, but that could come and learn more about the business, but also at the same time offer their products and services to the community. Basically open it up to tourists, open it up to the local community. That's kind of a long-term, but yeah, we're always looking at how we can do more. And so that's the program that we did. We looked at a building, and we know that would be a long process, obviously not something you do overnight. And so that was that. And the other part of it is we do have a really good culinary program at Woodland College. Where are those kids going? Where can they go? If we want to be a community that has alternative employment possibilities for our young people, it follows that we've got to provide some sort of structure for that to happen. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking at. And I'll just repeat that the money that we ask for, the sponsorships at the major level, go directly to the small businesses. We don't, our staff, we're all volunteers. We take no money. We invest our own money when we need to support the program. And the only really thing we pay for are venues sometimes. We can't get the venues, for free. And some of the instruction And I can tell you, we get that at a very, very reasonable amount because everybody we talk to loves this program and loves what we're trying to do and really wants to support Lake County in this way. So,
Vice Chair?
You said another, since we came up with Lakeport, did Clear Lake confirm a contribution this year?
not yet. We're still working with the city manager.
Okay.
I'm still working with several sponsors, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess the devil's in the details with how the MOU is written, but, you know, I could support $25,000 max if it was solely for public benefit, if it was for venue, or for instruction, or for the incubator. But I still am not supportive of this funding going directly as awards to business owners. I think that is really the line of it becoming a gift of public funds. So that's where I am right now. If we, you know, we do need to develop the MOUs so that these things are spelled out specifically. But, you know, I do think this is a great program. I just know that we have to be very careful about how our funds are used to make sure that they continue to be for the benefit.
So one thing I might add along those lines is that we do now require the competitors to sign an agreement to use the monies for the purposes described. So they sign an agreement, and we're actually in the process of doing that follow-up. And the understanding is if they're not using it for business purposes, they have to give the money back. So that's something we have added to the program.
Supervisor Owen?
Thank you, Ms. Steele. I do think this is a wonderful program, too. I've been kind of struggling with the same issues that Supervisor Pyska has just mentioned as far as the gift of public funds and just making sure that it was legal. The 25,000 would also be the max for me as well. And one of my other struggles, to be honest, is right now with the federal government being in lockdown and I just don't know. That's where I'm really struggling, is because I know that there's so many families out there that are just needing food. And so that's kind of where I'm going with it.
If I might just follow up a little bit on that.
Briefly.
Most of our businesses are doing really well, but these businesses are also needing to feed their families.
Sure.
And many of them are, I'm very community-minded, and you will see that. We didn't do a lot of narrative on that, but they're very community-minded. Our food service people are extremely community-minded to support lesser-abled, individuals. The people that go through this rigorous process that we take them through are incredible human beings. They're obviously, if you've ever run a small business, it's no easy task.
No, it's not.
And you really have to want it to do it. And those are the kind of people that we're in our own community that we're helping. And it's not a gift. The monies they use to invest in their businesses, and most of them to enhance their businesses so they
Sure.
can do a little more outreach. But they also get involved in feeding the lesser.
And that's good to
able
know.
people.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
I can't say enough positive things about some of these businesses. Are incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't mean to.
Supervisor Sabatier?
Yeah, last comment. Woodland Community College is not just very good, it's amazing.
It is.
For their culinary program. I know that Chair Crandall is a fan of AB 626. Him and I worked together on bringing that here to the community. I hope that can be embedded in the program for the fact that environmental health also got a grant to advertise and possibly reduce some fees based on the grant that's available. So I think it would be a good mix for that. And I agree with my colleague. It's the devil's always in the details, and it's going to matter. And hopefully today we can request that those details be brought back to us.
So far, all the marketing that we do, not only for the winners, but for many of the applicants that don't quite make it, we do that out of our own pocket. And we do a lot of social media on these businesses as well.
Do we ever do, like, do you look at veteran businesses or anything to help the
We
vets?
have not done a veterans-owned specific category, but we have encouraged veterans, and we've had a couple of veterans apply. One dropped out, and the other just didn't quite make it. They were more of a nonprofit, and we're supporting for-profit businesses, not nonprofits at this time. But, oh, yeah, I'm a very strong supporter of veterans and supporting veterans, so... Yeah, we actually, now that I think about it, we've had 3 veterans that I know of that have applied through our program.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Vice Chair?
Yeah, based on what I've heard from colleagues, I'd be in support of the 25,000 that we've already had 3 supervisors say that. Contingent on county admin bringing back an MOU that satisfies this board.
Is there anything else? Any other questions? Obviously, we already have that consensus, like Brad said, despite, already being budgeted for 50, but, we'll go with the consensus, of course. So with that, I think if there's any other folks, public input or public comment on Zoom or in the chambers? Kyle?
Yeah, I appreciate the due diligence of the supervisors taking. I would be interested in seeing like some data come out of like who the funds are being distributed to and populations that they're being served. I think the veterans highlights that. I think it's good that the previous speaker mentioned that they knew that they did know of a couple of veterans that are receiving it. It would be good to have that data kind of getting collected in public and being accessible to public to kind of see how these funds are being invested in community and actually the impacts that it's having. And then also identify some gaps on different populations that could be, being served within the types of businesses that are serving, minority owned, veteran owned, those types of things would be good to know.
Thank you. And so with that, I think with the packet that was submitted, maybe that could be put in the attachments for this item, so we can ensure that way the public can access this if need be from there. We have the document here, so.
Yeah, I was going to say the additional document we provided actually shows all of the winners and what they're doing. So you have that kind of information available, but
That's
probably
what
more.
I was saying, if we could just add
Great,
that.
thank you.
Yeah. All right. Close public comment at this time, and do we have the direction we need from here, or Lloyd?
I believe so. So consensus with your boards, and that can be done via consensus, direction to staff, in accordance with your board's approval of the $25,000 amount to bring back to your board a contract or memorandum of understanding outlining the scope of obligations as well as the other terms of said contract / MOU to your board for approval.
Okay.
And hopefully we can be cognizant, they do have timelines on the program, so I'm hoping we can get it done as soon as we can.
All right.
And back.
With that. Go ahead, Stephen.
We'll start working on it here pretty quick, as soon as the meeting's over, probably.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll close this item on the agenda, and we'll go from there, and we'll see when we'll be determined, right, and when the date will come, but we're working on it as soon as we can. Okay. All right, with that, we'll close that item, and we'll move on to